How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. So I recently got a gift from a friend in the mail, and it's not my typical forte, but it looked like a really cool figure. And when he asked me if I wanted it, I said, sure, I will take it. And that friend is at Maximilian Tucker. So go make sure you check him out. I've plugged him before multiple times, but he is a co-host on Figure Fight Club and a dear friend. So make sure you check out Max while we check out the 3.75-inch Joy Toy figure that he sent me. Not my normal wheelhouse, like I said, but I had a 1/12 Joy Toy and I wasn't impressed with it. This 3.75 Joy Toy looked really cool, and they make Warhammer in this scale, even though the Warhammer is all over the place. But I wanted to dip my toes in, so I was like, yeah, let me try this figure out. So yeah, we have a Joy Toy figure. I forget the name, but we are going to check it out. So with all that being said, let's just get right into it. Checking out the front of the box, you can see it doesn't really say much. It says Joy Toy up at the top left, and then in the top right, I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese. I'm going to assume that it's Chinese, so I don't know what it says. And then, of course, we have the very small 3.75-inch figure in the box. And while it's not typical that I collect these, my dear friend Max Tucker sent me the sticker as well. Sent me this figure, so of course I'm going to cherish it because it was from a friend and it looks really cool. And the only Joy Toy that I have is a 1/12 Joy Toy figure. So it's nice to see the differences, and I'm sure this will be better than their 1/12 one that I have. On the back, we get some nice artwork, and it says Joy Toy once again. Kina Mercenaries, the Firepower Master, product category, model toy, materials, ABS PVC, product ID, all that other stuff. Joy Toy Beijing, Beijing. Technology Development Co. Ltd. And they have their address and all that stuff there. I'm not going to dox them, but you can read it if you want. So with all that being said, let's get this little bad boy open. So the cool thing about these boxes is you just take the plastic off the side and the card is perfect, and then your figure is out, which is very nice. So here is our little guy out of the box. Really, really impressive that so much detail is packed into such a small figure. You can see he's got all different colors. We got some silver, we got some greens, we've got some tans, and it's all painted nicely. The joints are crazy. He even has toe joints. I mean, we'll go over articulation, but I'm just thoroughly impressed with how small he is and how well they did engineering it, because usually with these 3.75 figures, you know that you get short range, you don't get all the articulation that you would in a 1/12 figure, but this guy has that and then some. You can see we've got some shine to those boots coming up to the khaki. We've got removable plates. You can slide those off of his leg if you so want to, and they're silver. And of course the pistol holster is on one of them. He's got a belt with all kinds of pouches, more silver. He's got a cod piece to protect the important areas. Comes with a couple weapons. I will say, Max, he was missing a hand, so if you do see a tiny little hand somewhere, it's probably his. So just hold on to it until we meet up. You don't need to mail that. But he's got some cool weapons, which are very nicely detailed, and I will go over in the accessories. Like, look how well they painted that. It looks like real metal. Those shoulder pieces you can slide off, and then coming up to his helmet. Whoa. That helmet is really cool. There's a lot of detail on it. Really nice sculpt. Just really impressive for a 3.75 figure. I can see why their Warhammer toys do so well. And I think if they made a 3.75 Doom guy, I would buy that. I'd buy that for $1. Because it's just really impressive what they're able to do with the engineering on a 3.75 figure. So I am thoroughly impressed. Thank you, Max, for sending this to me. Checking out his height. He stands at a little under 4 inches, about 3.75 inches, which is perfect. All right, so going over the articulation, starting at the head, it goes forward about that far, backward just as far, so not too much there, but it does have a neck piece, like a neck scarf. I'm sure if you took that off, you could get a little bit more. Shoulders come up 90, elbows come in 90 degrees as well. There's no butterfly joint in there, but you don't really need it for a small guy like this. We do get a ball peg at the torso. He can go forward and backward like that. Legs come off if you go too far forward, but Very easy to pop back on, I'm sure. Yep. So they go forward about that far. Don't go too far. To the side, we get double pinless knees, so we do get butt kicking action on this guy, which is very impressive. We also get a thigh cut, rockers at the ankles, no boot cut, but you do get toe articulation, which is crazy for such a small figure. And the toe articulation isn't too extreme, but it does work. So, and then of course the wrist pegs are on a ball joint, floating ball joint, so you can actually swap those hands. Pretty well articulated for such a small figure. Definitely the most articulated 3.75 figure I've ever had in my hands, which isn't saying a lot because I haven't had a lot of 3.75 figures as an adult, but I've had a few, and this guy's pretty impressive. Like, you can even stand him on that toe joint, which is pretty dang cool, I think. So the first weapon that we get is this kind of like looking gun. It's obviously futuristic, but it does look kind of real. Scope on it, lots of nice little details on there. My ring is backwards. It's got a stock on it. It reminds me kind of like a P90 or like a bullpup, but more futuristic. And then we get this, looks like a shotgun to me. Looks like a mini shotgun just because of the way it's designed. So you can hold that. There's the trigger, stock, all that stuff. Scope looks really good. There's no way to port effects pieces onto it, but who has effects pieces that small anyway, right? But very nicely sculpted, very solid plastic, like more solid than any G.I. Joe guns we've gotten. Then we get a pistol, which also very nice. And the cool thing about the pistol is it goes right there into his holster. So you actually have a place for that. And then lastly, and I think there's also a place for this as well. Come on, you were just standing so beautifully, buddy. There we go. Nope. The magic of editing will be my friend. Okay, so there you're standing. And lastly, we get a machete. So it's got a blade on it. Serrated kinda handle. Not too much detail. It doesn't really want to focus. There you go. So you can see some of the detail on there, maybe. Hello. There you go. So all very nice weapons. I believe that this goes right here on his side. I could be wrong. Probably right. Because I'm always right. Yeah, there we go. So that actually goes on his side like that. So he has a place to store that. And let me give him this gun. There you go. Look at that. Got both hands on the weapon, so he can totally do that. We got the pistol and the machete put away. So definitely a cool little pocket figure. Although I wouldn't keep him in my pocket because I don't want to lose anything, but it's just the sentiment of it, you know? Oh, I forgot. He also has a stand, so useful, but you don't need it. And now we get into, it's hard to control the lighting here because he's so small. Usually things are picked up more, but I think we're good. Now we get into comparison. First of all, for scale and comparison, here he is with some more 3.75 stuff. I told you I had some. And of course, it's Indiana Jones. We have Temple of Doom Indy and Raiders Indy next to our Joy Toy soldier guy, and they scale pretty well together. Like, they don't fit together aesthetically, but they scale together perfect. So you could put this guy with whatever 3.75 you want. Here he is next to the only other Joy Toy I own, and I will say, like, the 1/12 Joy Toy figures suck compared to the 3.75. This one is just so much better. She falls apart. She doesn't hold stuff in her hands. The joint on her wrist is coming apart. So yeah, just not impressed with their 1/12 stuff, but their 3.75 stuff is really, really cool. Here he is with Romanki Gun Girl and Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. So yeah, with all of that being said, y'all, I would say that this is totally worth it to me because my dear friend Max sent it to me and he's really cool. And also shout out to Smudge Customs for the diorama that he's standing in, the crater that he sent me, and I have a video on, so check that out. I'll try to link that on the tags at the end. But yeah, a really cool figure. I like it. I don't have 3.75, but I may have to dip my toes in and grab a couple more, as it were, because this guy is just really cool. Those Warhammer ones look pretty tempting, and I know D Amazing has talked them up. By the way, go check out my D Amazing interview. I'm just going to plug all my stuff. Go check that out. It was a lot of fun, and we talked about Warhammer for a little while, and now I understand what joytoy is really about, which is their smaller figures, not so much the 1/12 stuff, but this guy is awesome. So yeah, with all of that being said, smash like, hit subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Go subscribe to Max, go subscribe to D Amazing, go subscribe to Smudge Customs. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. If you're protesting, stay safe, and I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah.
Just wait 1 minute. I'm watching this new Rowdy Rawls video and it's really awesome. I don't want to miss it.
It's like this chick that reviews action figures and it's really freaking cool.
Yes, I think they saw some videos and there's some really good contents out there, you know?
She reviews the ponies and stuff because you knows I love ponies.
She doesn't review ponies. It's freaking cool stuff, Toki.